Hey guys, NES Addict here, and today Retro Bird and I are going to come at you with 16-bit games we grew up with. All that and more next. Alright guys, so here's how we're going to start out. I'm going to cover the Super Nintendo games I grew up with, and Retro Bird is going to cover the Sega Genesis games that he grew up with. Let's get started. So the first game I got, clearly, when I bought the Super Nintendo was the pack-in game. And that game was Super Mario World. Now, everybody knows about Super Mario World. There's nothing really new I can tell you about it. The only thing I can say is, when I played this at my friend's house, it was so good that it made me sell my Nintendo because I had to join the next level of the 16-bit era so I could play Super Mario World. So, when I got my Super Nintendo, it happened to be right around Thanksgiving of 1992. So Christmas was the next big holiday. And my dad got me Super Scope 6. And here's a little footage of me playing it for the first time.
You have to film now when I'm on a bad streak.
Oh man, you're doing good. I can't get this thing to... There it is. You don't like to tape the TV very good.
Ooh, I got every one of them. Wait up, red light. On a bad streak. I'm not doing too hot.
You got that one?
Uh-oh, danger. Ooh, I'm killing them all now.
You're wiping them out, Jay.
Ooh, here comes. Ooh, the little ones, they always get me. Ooh, I'm getting dead. You can't do me. I got all them little ones.
A little too clear.
The next game I got was also for Christmas. My brother bought it for me, and that game was Super Star Wars. My brother was a huge Star Wars fan. He was born in 1965, so he's 16 years older than I am, so he lived and breathed Star Wars, and we had a blast playing this game. We came really close to beating it once, but I've yet to beat it to this day, so maybe I'll have to do that sooner than later. The next game I got was for the same Christmas. I was a huge Macaulay Culkin fan. I loved Home Alone. Who didn't? And I got Home Alone 2. Now, I actually beat this game, so I decided to trade with a friend, and he wanted to trade me for F-Zero. But then a few weeks later, he was like, hey, my brother wants F-Zero back, so can we trade again? And I was like, sure, can I have my Home Alone back? And he was like, well, we lost it. Which was probably a lie. He probably just didn't want this other game. He said, but I'll trade you back for Hit the Ice. And I was a huge hockey fan, so I was like, sure, I'll take Hit the Ice. So I got Hit the Ice, and he got to keep my Home Alone 2 most likely, and he got his F-Zero back. So I guess I kind of got the raw end of the deal, but Hit the Ice was a fun game. I enjoyed it. The next game I got from KB Toys because it was $19.99. It was one of the cheaper games they had, and it looked amazing. I actually love it to this day. That game is Darius Twin. This game is a really kind of weird game where you're flying around killing underwater creatures, so it feels like you're under the water even though you're in the air. So the other thing I really enjoy about this game is the soundtrack. I think the music's great and it's very fun to listen to and really sets the mood of this game. The other thing I would say is this game is considered easy. I still find it difficult because I'm bad at shooters, but I was able to get through this, I think, with some kind of code. The next game I got was for my birthday in 1992. I guess I would have been 11. I had spent the summer at my grandmother's playing Final Fight at the Wild Water and Wheels in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So when I got back for my birthday in July, my dad's like, all right, Jay, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, Final Fight, of course. So Dad took me to Toys R Us, and I got Final Fight for my 11th birthday in 1992. So after the Mighty Ducks movie came out, I became a really huge hockey fan, and I just wanted all things hockey, and so I got NHL 93. I think this was 1999 at KB Toys, and yeah, I bought it, And the first guy that popped up was Mario Lemieux, and I became a Penguins fan way back then, and I've been a Penguins fan ever since. And there's actually a really cool video I have on my channel about that in more detail. So yeah, check it out. Again, with the hockey theme, Nintendo released Stanley Cup. Very difficult to play because of the way the background changes constantly. It kind of like flips the screen every time you go to either defend or offense. So it's kind of tricky to play, but I was pretty good at it actually back in the day. Once again, another hockey game. I got Brett Hull 95. This game is actually a lot of fun too. I really enjoyed it and played it a lot as a kid. So there was a time in my life when I was growing up when my dad was in and out of the hospital a lot, and I was actually living with my friend Brad. He was a huge Troy Aikman fan and a huge Dallas fan, and he had Troy Aikman football for the Sega Genesis, and we played it so much that I got it for the Super Nintendo that Christmas. I could have had literally anything. Super Metroid, Super Castlevania 4, Earthbound, but this is what I chose. And the last new game I ever remember buying new, I'm pretty sure I got this game at Toys R Us. My friends were really into basketball, and we were playing a lot of basketball at that time. The Bulls were huge, and I got NBA Live 95. Once again, another sports title over a classic game. Man, what was I thinking? I have no idea. Alright guys, let's kick it over to Retro Bird and see what games he grew up with.
Hey everybody, I'm Retro Bird. I'm a friend of Jay's and I really appreciate him having me onto his channel for this video. He's a cool dude and a big reason why being a part of the retro gaming community is so much fun. Now, unlike Jay, I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up. I sure would have loved one, but what I did have was a Sega Genesis, and the first game I ever got was Lion King for Sega Genesis, which, as you know, is a very difficult game. And I think I was like 5 or 6 years old when I got it. So like a lot of kids, I was a fan of Lion King, and I always wanted a Sega Genesis because my neighbor had one. So I think what happened was my parents went to the store looking to buy a Sega Genesis, and there they saw a Sega Genesis Lion King bundle. And so they were like, boom, there we go, that's what we'll get them. And it made for a very memorable gift that I opened on Christmas morning. Now, obviously, I loved having it, but what I also do remember too is how hard that game was. I specifically remember not being able to get past the Stampede stage, and even still to this day, that music is just burned into my head. The dun 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 dun, dun 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 dun, you're gonna die cause this level's impossible, dun 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 dun. Countless hours spent trying that level just over and over. The next game that I want to talk about is NHL 94, and I feel like this is appropriate to share on this channel because my memory of this game has to do with my dad. Now, as a lot of you know, Jay has some very special memories, video game related memories, that have to do with his dad, so I feel like this is an appropriate story to share. NHL 94 was the only game I remember my dad playing with me back in the day. Now, I was a hockey kid, believe it or not, growing up, and this was in California, so it was extra weird to be someone who played ice hockey in California. But my dad got me into it. I can't remember why, but he got me into it, and NHL 94 was the one game he would play with me, and I have such fond, special memories of playing that with him. So yeah, NHL 94, a game I'll always remember. But besides NHL 94 and Lion King, that's really all I ever had for my Sega Genesis. There were 2 other games I had that I can remember. I think that was it. So a total of 4 games. One of those games was Street Fighter 2 because everybody had Street Fighter 2. And then the other game was Sonic 2 because everybody had Sonic 2. Well, or at least one of the Sonic games. I remember specifically thinking Sonic 3 was really cool. At the time I got Sonic 2, Sonic 3 was out, but my parents must have just gotten me Sonic 2 because that was there and that's what was obvious. But I remember always thinking, man, Sonic 3 would be so cool. And I never even got Sonic 3 until I was older as an adult. But yeah, so anyways, those are the games I remember getting as a kid, and now we are going to kick things back.
Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed checking out our 16-bit games we grew up with. Thanks to Matt for telling us all of the Sega Genesis games he had growing up. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Retro Bird if you haven't. Tell him NES Addict sent you. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, take care.